Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Tonight we have a show full of hot topics and the return of Nayyir. Welcome back, Nayyir.
Yo.
As you know, he has been tending to his family. He has a new son, his lovely wife, so I'm glad to have him back. Everybody else, y'all good? I know it's Monday.
Yeah, the best, brother.
Well, listen, we're on all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course our official website is StephenKnightShow.com. If you'd rather watch, just go to our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. We appreciate you subscribing and your comments. And don't forget that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. We've seen a lot of crazy things happening in the world, and I think a lot of it has to do to mental illness. I know I have a therapist that I talk to, and it's a great release. And so make sure you're doing what you have to do for your mental health, because there's a lot that happens in the world, and so you want to make sure you're on point. All right, well, our question of the day is, are you close with your neighbors? Lynia.
I mean, when Chike Evans lived here, yeah. Everybody else, no, I am not. And I'm cool with that. Oh, and can I just say, I have to wish my brother happy birthday because his birthday is on the 17th. So happy birthday. We went out on Saturday. Happy birthday, and I love you. And happy birthday to my little brother. His birthday is on the 19th. So, we got some May babies in here. But, only Chike Evans and Leanna Green. Those are only two neighbors that I dealt with.
What about you, Chike?
No. No, we don't do that. To me, when you're friendly with your neighbors, and I can see, like, in dire straits, I would definitely help someone who lives close to me out because we live in the same, space that we have to share. But it tends to open the porthole for neediness, and I'm not good with that. Like, if I need somebody, I'm calling that lady over there. That one.
Yeah. What about you, Nayyir?
It's sad to say in these trying times, man, we're not. But, ideally, you would like to be close with your neighbors. You want to be close to the people you have to live around. But I don't know, man. I think we're more cautious, if anything, with our neighbors. Like Chike said, it kind of opens up the gate to a lot of different things. They try to be close with us, but I don't think we're particularly close with any of our neighbors. Yeah. We say hi though if you say hi.
Right. Yeah. I've lived in the same place for a minute now, so I know my neighbors. I don't know their names, but I know my neighbors, and I've talked to them. They've been in my house, like when I got my kitchen redone a few years ago. But I won't say we're close, but I know them, and we do speak. And like they've given me stuff. Like one of them has a garden, and she'll give me veggies off her garden. One apparently, I didn't know that me and her husband had an issue. But she said to me one day, I know you guys don't get along, but I think we don't. But he speaks to me now a lot more now. I don't know. That was just caught me off guard. But anyway.
You probably caught her looking at you. That's what it is.
But she's giving me like, I forgot what country she's from, but she made this chicken and rice dish one time and brought it to me and said it was like something in their culture that they give. And I took it. I didn't eat it, but I took it, and because it was nice. It was nice of her, But anyway, tweet us at home. Let us know: are you close to your neighbors? Well, it was a deadly weekend again here in this country. Apparently, this 18-year-old teenager during the pandemic, he had isolated himself, as most of us were in the house, and looking for different outlets online, he found these extremist groups, and they had the belief system that white people are being erased by Black and brown people, and so he started, believing that ideology, and he went and bought him a gun. He bought a gun in New York, which was legal, but apparently New York has really strong gun laws, so he had to travel to Pennsylvania to get the weapons. He also modified the gun, only costing about $6 so it could shoot more rounds. He was very detailed about this attack. He wrote about it, like many people that do this kind of thing, they write it out. And so apparently he had visited the the grocery store where he did his attack twice before he actually did the attack. And he targeted that area because he knew that a lot of Black and brown people would be there. He went on a Saturday because he knew that it would be packed there. His rifle that he had on there said, "Here are your reparations." That was on the side of his rifle. And so he drove 200 miles from his, it was predominantly white community, 91% white, drove to what part of New York was it? I'm sorry.
Buffalo.
Drove to Buffalo, and he shot up the grocery store, hitting 13 people. It's called Tops Friendly Market. Shot 13 people, killing 10. One included a security guard who, from what I heard today on the news, was not even supposed to be there. He's just not there on Saturday afternoons. But he was there, and he actually helped save lives because he tried to stop, obviously, the attack, but he was killed. The people killed range from 20 to 86, or shot 20 to 86. The 20-year-old lived, the 86-year-old, she did not. She actually had gone to visit her husband in a nursing home, and then she went and got groceries, and she was killed. And there's backlash from law enforcement because they're saying if this person would have been Black, he probably wouldn't have lived to leave the store, and this guy left unharmed. His parents are cooperating with the authorities, but again, they said Biden administration said that white supremacy is the largest terrorist group, domestic terrorist group in this country. And so it just shows some people, and they're confused to why 18-year-old, because typically younger kids, they're more open, they're more, when it comes to different cultures, but obviously not this. Chike, when you heard about this, what were your thoughts?
I mean, to be honest, numbness, because it happens too often, too frequent. Not that I don't care about any of the lost lives, I do, but this is happening too much.
Yeah.
And I believe that, and I don't believe in the death penalty. I really don't. I don't think that we have the right to take a life because we didn't give it. However, with crimes like this, there should be an automatic death sentence to crimes like this. When you can pull a weapon out and just spray a crowd without a care or concern about any kind of life, yours needs to go. Maybe that would help curtail future crimes.
And he specifically purchased the gun that he got because he knew it would make headlines because of so much back and forth with the gun laws. He purposely, and he said he had planned to shoot 3,000 people, but he was going to continue to shoot until he either unless he was stopped or law enforcement intervened. Lynia, what were your thoughts?
One thing, Stephen, didn't your state just or they're creating a law, or they just created a law where anyone, no matter what?
Yeah, you can carry without a license. Yeah. Lynia?
I'm beyond angry. I'm beyond mad. I'm beyond numb. He had a manifesto, which means premeditated. What I don't want to hear and what I'm tired of hearing when it comes to fragile, insecure, white male egos is anything relating to mental health. Mm-hmm. Because there's a plan, there's a thought, there's a plan, and there's an execution, literally and figuratively, of innocent people who have done nothing to you, don't know you, don't care about you. In his trips to the store, he had a run-in with the same security guard that was there because the security guard thought he was kind of suspicious. Also, And the people who passed away, the people who were murdered, the 86-year-old woman that you talked about, who went to the nursing home to see her husband first, and she was just going to get groceries. Her son is a retired fire commissioner of that same city. He said, I thought I did everything right. I thought I did everything by the book, and I played by their rules. And your mother was gunned down, minding her business. I don't, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can, we go back to the dude who shot the people in the church. Mm-hmm. You went and you sat with these people and you saw them worship and they welcomed you. You are not going to attach mental health to these sick, demented individuals because, I'm sorry, you have a Napoleon complex, period. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And I'm tired. And the NRA plays a big part in this.
Oh, yeah.
Plays a big part. You can sit here and want to ban abortion and women's rights and my right to choose what I want to do with my body, but you can't do nothing about these guns because you and the NRA are in bed together. Mm-hmm. Y'all in bed together. They don't care. He just took out more of us that they feel like it's happening because it's more coming. But that's what they're feeding to their base. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're feeding it to them on a regular basis when you turn on the TV. Mm-hmm. Nobody's stopping it. Nobody's saying nothing. And this is what we get. And then another one happened in California. I think another one happened in Houston at a flea market.
Chicago. Yep.
And,
yeah. One of the women that was murdered, she had written a letter to the federal government asking for stronger gun laws. And
civil rights activist. She was a civil rights activist, older lady. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And she still lived in the community where she did her work. Mm-hmm. Like, just not. It reminded me, Chike, what we watched yesterday. We watched Clean yesterday and how he modified this gun yesterday. And that just, whoo, and he took off some heads with that gun.
Wow. Nayyir, what are your thoughts on this?
Of course. You take Chike's thoughts and El Boogie's thoughts and add them to mine. There's just something fundamentally wrong here in America. There's something fundamentally wrong, and it's bigger than gun laws, in my opinion, and I'm sure yours. You make guns illegal all the way, and you still will have this type of an issue. You still will have these types of murders, and this is the only place in the world with this type of mass murder. In equity. This is the only place in the world, America. Yeah. So there's something fundamentally being done wrong here with this culture, and this culture is primarily governed by one type of people. So they know exactly what they're doing, but we know that there is something fundamentally wrong with what it is that they're doing to govern and to keep, perpetuating this type of a culture. This doesn't surprise me. Again, just like El Boogie said, it's not surprising. It's beyond numbing. It's just the headline this week. Until we fix what's fundamentally wrong with what's wrong, with this culture here, this will be every couple of weeks, every month, every year for sure. It's an ongoing thing. So it doesn't, I don't know what it does anymore. I don't know. It's just a glare in my eye at this point,
Yeah.
When something's not happening, you kind of wonder when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not if, when.
Yeah. Lynia just talked about the shooting in California. A gunman who killed one and injured 5 others in California church on Sunday was tackled by parishioners who then hog-tied them up and removed his weapons. Police say the suspect, identified as an Asian male in his 60s, opened fire at a Irvin Taiwanese Presbyterian church in Laguna Woods during a luncheon honoring former longtime pastor Billy Cheng. They were honoring him. He'd been there 20 years, and he moved back to Taiwan. And so, same thing. This man goes in there. He doesn't like Taiwan people. and people from Taiwan, excuse me, and he shot them. But they had a guest pastor there who took a chair, hit him upside the back of his head, and the other people stepped in and, you know, detained him. But they said the average person that went to that church, their age was 80. Most of them were retirees. And they just the fact that, and one of the people with pressure said that he never thought he would see this in his home, in his community, in his church. He never thought he would experience this. I mean, it just goes back to what we said about gun laws and about people just filled with hate. I mean, people that I don't care for, I just stay away from. I'm not trying to take them out.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, because they have no bearing on your life. Like there's nothing that what I do in my life concerns you. Nothing at all. And I just don't get, and I heard a guy say, he said, it's amazing. They can come into our neighborhoods and our churches and our schools and act a plumb fool and shoot up everything. But if we did it, if we went in their neighborhoods and acted like that, you know how fast they'd have the National Guard and all kinds of stuff coming up in there just to take whoever down is acting a fool in their neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So fast.
But the thing is, that's their game. They're ready for that. They welcome that. We're not the ones that demonstrate that on any major scale, that we're able to even, you know, aggress that way. These are the people who, that's what they welcome. It's us fighting for, you know, this, let's resolve this peacefully and so forth. They've been in them backwoods. They the ones that are in all of the wars, you know, they start them. They ready for us to go into their neighborhoods with some violence so they can really wipe us out, you know. And
all they would say was, see, I told you the whole time. Look at them. Told you.
That's what they would say as they wipe us out, you know.
I'm so with the shits. I'm with the shits. And I believe in setting an example. What you do to bullies, you annihilate them in their feet, in their tracks. I'm not playing them games.
Yeah.
With that. Do not come over here with that.
I'm with you, Chike. I feel the same way. And I don't want to get too far off topic, Steve, but I'm gonna say this last thing, but I'm along the same mindset of Jay Morrison. You know, I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yeah.
But I'm along that same mindset. I'm with it as well. But I know that we got so many other Black people that ain't with it. They don't even know where to start to be with it. You know,
they ain't with it and then would join them.
Right, exactly. You know, to keep safe. You know, it's something fundamentally wrong here, man, and we know that. But that's what they want. They want us to become aggressive, you know, on that scale to where they can just go ahead and wipe us out, and that's it. It's over.
Something like what they did with the Black Panthers when they tried to when they, you know, went and the FBI targeted you know, those members. You know what I mean? So, well, our thoughts and prayers with everyone that was impacted by those shootings and the shootings all over the country. And hopefully we'll get better gun laws, and something has to change, obviously. All right, let's switch gears. So on Thursday, the United Kingdom announced that insulting a man for being bald in the workplace constitutes as sexual harassment. Since hair loss is significantly more common in males than women, using the term is inherently related to sex and equivalent to commenting on the size of a woman's breast. The decision comes in the case of Tony Finn, an electrician who sued a local Yorkshire-based family business over the term. According to the source, things started to get ugly when one of Finn's bosses, Jamie King, allegedly called him a fat, bald cunt and was later terminated from the West Yorkshire-based British Bung. In court, Judge Jonathan Brain debated whether King's baldness insult was disrespectful or if it crossed the line of harassment. In our judgment, there is a connection between the word bald on the one hand and the protected characteristic of sex on the other, the panel said. We find it to be inherently related to sex. The company's lawyer was right to submit the women and men may be bald, but contended that baldness is much more prevalent in men than women. So too, it is much more likely that a man on the receiving end of the remarks such as made by Mr. King would be male. Finn's shaved head was also deemed degrading and humiliating according to the ruling. This is a strong language, although as we find industrial language was a common workplace. They, this was how they talked there. And our judgment, Mr. King crossed the line by making remarks personal to the complainant, about his appearance. Finn's sexual harassment allegation was upheld by the tribunal, which has also found that the company had fired him unfairly after 24 years on the job. His monetary reward will be determined at a later time. Nayyir, what are your thoughts on this?
Talk about pulling something out the hat, man. I think he, he got a little bit of a point there, but I think he might have got over a little bit too. He might have got over more than anything. It does seem like a very personal attack, though, from hearing that they did find out that he was wrongfully terminated. So I think it was definitely a personal attack, but the sexual harassment part of it, I don't know. That might just be a little bit of icing on the cake, to make his case a little stronger. It's strange, but hey, I get it, man. Whatever it takes.
Lynia, what is going on here?
Stupid is universal, right? And you would probably get a little bit of sympathy from me with the C word, but not with the word bald. Absolutely not. Not when I don't have no perimeter. You're not getting it with this. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. No, I defer to Chike Evans.
Why?
Because I have nothing else. I have nothing else.
I'm actually confused. I'm really confused. I don't get the whole sexual harassment part.
Is Jamie King a woman?
Yeah, a woman. Yeah.
So she called him a fat ball C word. I'm sorry.
Okay. Does the C word make it sexual harassment?
No, the bald. They're saying if you go bald, it's no. The word bald.
Men are typically have bald issues than women, so it relates to sexual harassment. That was their explanation. Makes no sense.
What do they say in court? Reaching. He's reaching.
Right.
Over here. Back here.
Right. That's a reach. That's a reach with a 10-foot pole.
I'm curious how much money he gets from this settlement.
enough to get some hair implants, I'm sure.
Right.
Check this out. But if he does get something, this is going to make precedent.
Yeah.
I'm shaving my head and waiting for somebody to say something.
Right. You're gonna see it popping up all over America.
You know how many dudes I would owe money to?
The good thing Will Smith wasn't there, so I got slapped. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, find out this teenager, she was arrested, but she this is part of her bucket list, what she did, and it's kind of interesting what she had on her bucket list. And then Kendrick Lamar, he speaks about his sex addiction that he had and how he cheated on his fiance. Right back after this.